And joining us now is a good friend, Mike Reardon, and we go back quite a ways. Mike is the executive director of the Catholic School Foundation. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling better about my decision not to wear a tie, though. I actually had a tie. Yeah, I had a tie in my pocket, but there were some pandas on it, and I was a little nervous. So I'm glad I was not the first segment.
See, just that you did that, you are good with me. You are good with me. Because people think I pick on Kevin all the time, and yet he picks on me all the time. You saw it. You saw it before the show. He's tough.
So what are we talking about today?
So let's start with the Catholic School Foundation. For people who don't know, what is the Catholic School Foundation?
Yeah, so we've been around for about 35, 36 years. Wow. And and our whole thing is back in the day when we went to Catholic school, and I went to Catholic school, I was benefit of that, we were supported by the sisters and the brothers and the priests and a really strong, robust parish life, right? So these were really parish schools. And everyone received a subsidy because of that. You know, if you wanted to go, they said, come on in. And everyone paid what they could, and it worked. Well, we don't have the same strength of parish life. We don't have the same strength of the sisters and the brothers and the priests. And so for those people who had that opportunity back then, who benefited from that, this is an opportunity for them, right, to participate and to fill that void, because the need is still there. There are still families struggling to give this opportunity to their students and families. So that's where we come in. We're a conduit in many ways between people who believe like we do in Catholic education and the people in the school buildings making it happen, just like they did for the last 100 years. Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it's a very difficult time for me. My daughter's a teacher and loves teaching, but I know that Catholic schools today are more important than they've ever been, because schools can be a difficult place sometimes. Is the need so great, Mike? Do we really have to push this hard because we need to get these kids in?
The need is greater than ever. We are able to provide 3,500 scholarships to students each year, but the demand outstrips that significantly. So we have to say no. And what we're seeing is not just families who are on the edge. We're seeing families who are living in cars. Like, homelessness is such a strange thing. I used to think of it when I was a kid going outside Arch Street, right? Yeah. And you'd see the homeless people. Homelessness is staying on Auntie's couch for a week, right? Staying, at the neighbor's house. And the truth is, the Catholic schools provide stability for these families. They provide a place where the student is known, and that's the difference. In Catholic schools, each student is known and put first. But that can't happen without the support of the people who support the Catholic Schools Foundation. And it is transformative what happens. Test scores during COVID, everyone went down, Catholic schools went up, right? Catholic schools were in person. And what happened from this was, as everyone else is reeling, trying to figure out how to get back to a new normal, Catholic schools never left that normal, right? And so the demand is increasing as people are seeing, well, everyone else is struggling to try to figure it out. Kids are being put first in Catholic schools. They're understanding that there are values, that there's right and wrong, and that you should treat people the right way. You should treat people with respect. And now, right now, with everything going on in the country and in the world, boy, it's a time where we need to understand that love one another as I loved you, right? John 13:34, right?
Yeah. And tell us about a very important event coming up, Mike, the Building Mind Scholarship Fund Gala coming up in April.
Yeah, this is our 34th. So it's not as long as you've been at Catholic TV, but it's close. You still are ahead of us. But 34 years of bringing people together. And this was actually started by another media partner of ours, WCVB, the Channel 5 here in Boston. They actually started this. And there's a nice bookend here. The dinner was started by a guy named Jim Coppersmith, who happens to be Jewish.
Sure.
Yeah, do you know Jim?
Yeah.
Great guy. And this year we're happen to be honoring a Jewish guy by the name of Rick Henkin. Rick's line, and it's the greatest line of all time, I think, I don't know that Jesus was my savior, but boy, I think he was a good guy. And so if you're teaching people to do that, so as we celebrate their work here, we're celebrating this gentleman, Rick Henkin, but we need to raise $4.5 million on April 11th. Wow. That's not because we're trying to raise more money, it's because we're trying to help more kids. That directly represents more students who can access this high quality, values-based Catholic education that is imbued in the gospel.
So how do you do it, Mike? That's a lot of money, $4.5 million. That's a lot of money. Who are the type of people who are coming forward and saying, I'm just gonna help you out? One is obviously the gentleman you just mentioned.
Yeah, so it's everybody, right? It's people like Rick Henkin, and it's also a friend of his, Bill Mazakowski. So this guy, Bill Mazakowski, and Rick are both on the board of Hebrew Senior Life and the Catholic Schools Foundation. What a nice, interesting piece. And Rick Henkin, because he was so honored to be recognized by the Catholic Schools Foundation, he put up $500,000. And his friend Bill Mazakowski said, "You're my friend. We believe in the same sort of work. I'm going to put up a challenge gift of $500,000. So for every new and increased dollar we raise from March 1st until the dinner, will be matched up to $500,000.
That's incredible. I mean, and to think that both those men are Jewish men, right?
No, Mazakowski's Catholic.
He's Catholic. Okay, so we got one Catholic and one Jewish guy, knowing the importance of Catholic education.
And knowing what happens when you put maybe religious differences aside and you focus on that there is a loving God who, if we work to invite people to share in that, the world will be a better place, right? And that's in everything going on in the world and Gaza and everything else. We get hung up on sometimes the details, but you know what? There's a God who loves us. And some people of the Jewish faith have a different view than we do, but they still believe in a loving God that if we teach people that there's right and wrong and there's values and we care for our neighbor, the world is a better place. And we're excited to participate in that and to share in it. So it's a big lift even to get $500,000 matched, but we're working towards it because it's too important. It's what you talked about earlier today about the importance of the work that you do. I sit in an office all day long, but what keeps me energized is knowing that I'm connecting donors to the people in the seats and the teachers who do such amazing work.
It makes a difference too, right? The big thing is that Catholic education, that is not, it just doesn't end when they leave that Catholic school. That is them growing as a person too, and formation.
You're forming the whole. It's not just a test score. It's about, are you a good person? Are you teaching respect? Do you understand that as much as we don't, sometimes get Kevin annoying, but Kevin is a good person, made in the image and likeness of God, and we all make mistakes. And the guy on the cross, you know why he died? Because we're sinners. So when a kid makes a mistake, they meet him where he's at. And they don't penalize him and say, you're a bad person. They say, what did you do? How do you learn from that? What should you have done? And there's an example sitting in that classroom on that cross every single day. And that's not just for Catholic kids, right? The majority of the students in the schools are Catholic, but about 30% are non-Catholic. Why? Because their parents value a quality education, a place where there's morals taught, and the student is known, and it's the formation, as you say, of the whole person. It's not just about getting the best test scores. Are you a good person?
Yeah. And my kids went to Catholic school, and boy, they care there. Where could people learn more, Mike, about what you guys do?
So if you go to our website, CSF Boston, CSF, Charlie Sam Frank, I sometimes mutter my words, so Charlie Sam Frank, Boston.org. There's information about our work, about our dinner on April 11th, and also about some stories about some of the students, because that's why we show up to work every day. It's the students and families we serve. Yeah, so that's our gala, April 11th. I hope you guys are going to be there.
We'll see what we could do.
I want Kevin to wear that tie, though, if he goes.
Wow.
If he wears a tie, I might go. Mike, thanks so much.
Thank
for
you
all
so
you
much.
do.
No, thank you. We appreciate the partnership with Catholic TV. The work that you guys do does change lives. I know in my own family, and particularly for people who have trouble getting out to Mass and the sacraments and things, it keeps them connected and remembers they're part of the church.